My name is Ugochukwu Obunaya, and for Impact in God's Kingdom. Good evening, everyone. Mic check. Mic check, everyone. Let me know if you can hear me. Good evening. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Okay, fantastic. Great. I'm glad. Okay, I'm glad you can hear me. How is everyone doing? Whispers from the Holo. That's an interesting title. Interesting name now. How is everyone doing? How was your day? How was work? For those who are working, and how was school for those who are still schooling? And for those who are combining both, how was work and school as well? Hello, everybody. Okay, Oluchi said we're good. Olabisi said good evening. Esther said doing great, and you. Oh, Favor said started practicing with Google Calendar today. Fantastic. That's good. Well done. Well done. Opeyemi Pupola said we're doing great. Fantastic. Ngozi said work is great. Glory to God. Yes. All glory to God. Mary said fine, and work was wonderful. You met your target on time. Wow, that's nice. Congratulations. Okay, work was great. Don't we have any students that missed us? How come everyone is saying work? Are there no students here? Joy says work was good. Oh, Abigail asked me how was my day. Abigail Benson, my day was fine as well. My day was fine. Yeah, thank God. I was home all through. I worked from home, so my day was fine. Thank you very much. Okay, I think I said managing the home was good. Well done. John Cynthia says school is fine but stressful. Don't worry, it is well. I believe you're almost there, right? Science clinic, this interesting person. Science clinic, chemistry, mathematics, and physics. So today has been wonderful. Okay. All right. Ariola said I'm a student and clinical posting was good. Oh, well done. You sound like you are in the health sector. Well done. Dorcas Ololade, oh, my namesake. Work was fine. Also getting better. Thank God. I'm glad you're better now. You're getting better. Tilda says I'm a student. Fantastic. Great. I'm glad. Yeah, we need to have students here. You know. Esther Sodamade. I hope I got that correctly. This is the third class. So I don't know. So maybe your colleagues will be kind enough to do like a recap for you. So let's just move right into the recap since Esther is here. So Esther, hi everyone. Esther is here. And okay, no, before I get to the icebreaker, let's do a review. So Esther is here and she said this is her. She's just joining and she's asking if she hasn't missed much. Well, as her colleagues, I said you guys can be kind enough to do a recap. What have you learned so far? I'm sure she's reading the comments and she'll see if she has really missed much or not. What would you advise Esther to do? So everyone, I'm also I'll be reading as well. Esther, please read the comments because your colleagues are about to do a recap now. Okay. Crochet I don't know how to pronounce that name. Crochet tops and things. I don't know. But yeah, she said that you have missed Esther. So crochet tops and things. I hope I'm not murdering your name. What would you advise Esther to do? Okay. Says you can watch the video. Danielle says you can watch the video there. Have been recorded. STS Akpan says you can watch videos from previous classes to catch up. Titilayo says you should go and watch the recorded video to be helpful. Okay. Favor Aquarius says go through the previous videos, Esther. So Esther, your colleagues are advising you to go through the previous videos. But somebody should just at least tell her what you've learned. Oh, Amber Nation says we learned who and what VAs do. Gift Adejo says you've missed, but it's not too late to catch up. You can always rewatch the sessions. Precious Osayade says, Esther, please rewatch the video. Falade Adenika says, please rewatch the videos from previous classes. Okwe Bessie says, it's best to go through the previous classes for better understanding. Mabel Emmanuel says, going through the previous videos will really be of help though. Oyewale Peter says, you can watch the videos. That was what I was doing before the class started. Okay, so Esther, your colleagues have said you should watch the videos. Okay, yeah, so please watch the videos because this is the third class and the other two videos have been about 2 hours long approximately, right? So that's about 4 hours of classes which you have missed. So I advise that you can watch the videos after this class. Okay. Grace Jitung says, firstly, I learned about the various types of VA. I didn't even know we had types before. Oh yes, you do have types. Kinde Wahid says, good evening, Esther. You can always catch up on the class by watching the recorded video. Crochet, you want me to bite my tongue? How do you pronounce this name? She should go through the past videos. Okay. Dear Wumi says, good evening, Esther. You have missed. Please watch the video. It's so simple to understand and you will find it interesting. Your Opinion Zone says you should watch the video of previous class to catch up. Okay, fantastic. Esther, your colleagues have advised you. Please watch various videos. But then let's just do a recap. Like, what did you take home from the last class? What did you learn? From the last class. What have you started to do, right, from the last class? What did you take home? What changed after the last class? Okay, Boluwatife said, what stood out for me yesterday was that business owners are not just looking for tax doers, but they're looking for result generators. Very true. Very true. Favor Equity says, we learned a lot, starting from portfolio, who a virtual assistant is, the virtual assistant mindset, and the VA roles and their types. Falade Adenike says, we learned to be an extraordinary VA and also various types of VA. The class has been so insightful. Thank you. Thank God. The wealth community said we also learned the different industries the VA is needed. Henry Emmanuel, first day was topic introduction to virtual assistants. Helen Annie said we learned the role of VA, how to stand up to the attacks, how to close up as a business partner, types of VA, and the one that matches me. Fantastic. Ezekiel said VAs are business partners, and that's true. If you're a VA, don't see yourself as a messenger. You are a business partner. Emmanuel, I said I'm not saying your opinion. I didn't see it. Please type it again so that I can see it, okay? Bola says different types of VA. We never knew there were types. Oh, of course there are types. Adesoji says I learned the various types of VA and their roles. Crochet, I just call you Crochet. Says I was able to know my niche, but can add more. Yes, you can add more as long as you're able to effectively function in everything. Yes, you can add more. Messi Adewale says we learned about the types of VA. Danielle of course says I learned that being a virtual assistant is not a walk in the park, and you have to be on your toes. Olamikosi Ogunola says, I learned to be an asset. Sandra Spicy TV says, wow, there's so many interesting names here. Learned about the types and niches you can delve into as a VA. Fantastic. Great. This is, yes, you guys are correct. So, but I want us to move into the next I want us to move very fast today because we have a lot of things to do, and I also want us to finally crochet ropes and things. Thank you. Now I know how it's pronounced. Crochet ropes and things. Thank you. Okay, so I want us to move into today's class very quickly because we have a lot of things to do, and I want to also give enough room for maybe about 30 minutes for question and answers because we have not really been doing a lot of that, and this is the last class for the week, so I want us to take a lot of questions today. Okay, so we're going to move really fast with the speed of light. Okay, all right, so now speaking of which, what's happening to our assignments? Have we submitted our assignments? Was there any information about our assignments? Have we submitted? Why? Nowhere to submit. No information was passed. Okay, please give me a minute. I don't know who's supposed to be in charge of this. No information. Interesting. Tech support, please, what's going on? I need my assignments. Okay, fantastic. Um I'm sure they will come to you with an answer because this should have been sorted. Technical support. I believe you can hear me. Please, we need this sorted as soon as possible so that the students can submit their assignments. It's very important, please. Thank you. So I'll move on because I do not want to take too much of our time. But I won't give any other assignments until this is sorted. Okay. So I'll just take the slides back. No, I don't want you to see this yet. Okay, so is anybody managing my? Okay, great. So today's topic, this is what we're looking at today. Um, we're looking at okay, so we're looking at exploring the virtual assistant market and growth opportunities. We're looking at that today. Okay, and yeah, we're looking at exploring the market. You know, what's happening in the virtual assistant market? Is there even a market for this? For these, is there a market for this role? You know, is there anything like that? Is this even in demand? And how can I grow? You know, how can I move from earning just $5 per hour to earning maybe $35 per hour? You know, so we're looking at growth opportunities. Is there room for growth, you know, in this particular niche? Sorry, in this particular market, you know, is there like a clear-cut room to grow? So that's what we're going to be looking at today. So yeah, meet me. This is my name is Oladotunjo. And yeah, I'm excited to be one of the facilitators for the virtual assistant course. This is my bio basically, so I hope you can see it. I don't even know if you can see, but if you can see it, that's it. You can always connect with me on LinkedIn. That's practically the only social media platform I'm active on for now. Like I'm taking seriously for now, really. Okay. So you can connect with me on LinkedIn and yeah, that's it. Happy to connect with you. Yeah, I have experience in assisting as well and support basically. So yeah, that's just that about me. All right. So moving on to our icebreaker session. Okay. Now this is our icebreaker. Like we've always had icebreakers, and our icebreaker session for today is now. I want you to imagine that you are on a loud street in Lagos. Imagine you are in Lagos, one of the markets in Lagos, very loud, and someone just shouts, "Omo, wetin be virtual assistant sef?" Now, if you're not a Nigerian, basically this means that what is virtual assistant? That's it. But this is like pigeon, right? So, and somebody shouts, maybe one of those touts or one of those you know, not those guys on the road, basically. And just say, virtual assistant, virtual assistant. What is even virtual assistant safe? Wait till be virtual assistant. Now you have 10 seconds to shout back your best pitch. Just imagine that answer you give to the person is what will land your virtual assistant role. Now, pitch to the person. How would you pitch to the person? Tell me, how would you pitch to the person? This is someone that is probably a layman and you know does not even know what you just been hearing everywhere virtual assistants. So what will you say? 10 seconds, best speech, value you're bringing. What will you say to the person? Okay, Motora Bakari says it means say now online work. Okay, so Mochara, do you think this will get you the job? Remember, you are pitching. You are pitching. So if saying you mean saying an online work, do you think it's to get you the job? Okay. Okay, Bestie says virtual assistant is a business partner. Okay, business partner. And what does it do for me? Emmanuel Olorede, wait, Emmanuel Olorede, you are speaking Queen's English. Oh, this person spoke to you in pidgin. Helping organizations and individuals when they come up to your home. This person spoke to you in pidgin. Okay, so let's see. OGF Favor says, I'm the backbone. OGF Favor, this person doesn't understand mastermind, though. You are speaking Queen's English. Come to the person's level. Come to the person's level. So basically, what this is saying is pitch yourself in pidgin. All right. Whispers from the Holo says it means say na see your second brain. Okay, okay. Agnes Sunday says na your sidekick. Bola says if you know one die on top, say you won't make money, better get one. One day, Bola says virtual assistant na your second brain that thinks for you. Oh gosh, I missed that. Okay, I can't find it anymore. Binu Mel says virtual assistant. Okay, I think Binu Mel says virtual assistant is your second brain that thinks for you and do your works for you. Okay, Grace Inkem Jika says now to help people organize and plan their life. Nolly Chinaya says now your helping hand be that. Okay. Ostinoga Jen says business partner where they work from house. All right. So Osina says now to help you manage your business well. Okay, Diora says now your online helper. Okay, fantastic. Said says, say you they do stress. Say you they go through stress, handling your wahala. I dare here to help you lift your wahala. And I love Sahid's version because Sahid's version is already focusing on the value he can bring to the person. He's already telling the person that, see, you see this your stress that are going through, I'm here to take it off you. Right? So a lot of us, what we've been doing is we've just been giving definitions. Okay, this is what virtual assistant is, but that's just what you're saying. What is it going to do for me? What would it do for me? Like, yes, it's a sidekick. Yes, it's a you're the CEO second brain. Yes, but that's about it. Am I supposed to find out what you can do for me? You're the one who will tell me what you can do for me and how much value. If I don't even remember that this person does not even know what you do. So you're the one to help the person see the value that you can bring to the person. Do you understand? So now Said is one who has started to now speak value. Okay, what we've been doing have been definitions. All right, so Ogusola says Abiodun says being a support system when no day visible, but you go to see the handwork. Okay, let's see. Virtual assistant na person. Another corporation says virtual assistant na person wey go comot stress for your body. Okay. Amel Love says virtual assistant na the best decision for your business. Okay, you go take all the stress from your business. All right. Online means to help a business owner run their business remotely. Nkume Ngozi, this person doesn't understand remotely. Oh, just say Ayomide says virtual assistant is a strategic business partner who works from the house. This person doesn't understand strategic. I said the person is on Lagos, the street of Lagos, selling clothes, selling trousers on the Lagos channel. Seeing you and I say virtual assistant, he doesn't understand strategic. Okay. Esiat Akpan says, now see your second brain, we go make your life easy. It go help identify problem and solve them. Okay. Demi, a virtual assistant is a professional person that over a virtual assistant organization. Demi, I don't understand this. Can you retype? Okay, Ajayi Favor Jolade says, now me feel help you reduce that load where you carry for your head. I be like your backbone. Okay. Okay, Falade says, I didn't yet carry a matter for head. All right. Diora says, with VA, you no go stress at all. We they carry your burden. Burden bearer. All right, this is nice. I mean, I love that we all give our take. Abigail Benson says, na person will go they do the talk for you. Okay. Lawa Rofiat says, be a person where they help you for back room, make your work easier and reduce your workload. Fantastic. Okay. Oluwatoyin says, na me be the solution to that thing when they stress you. All right. That's fantastic. That's okay. Thank you everybody. So yeah, that was just that was an icebreaker session to help you relax and help us settle into today's class proper. All right. I mean, it was interesting to see everybody's responses here. So now let's go into today's class proper. Okay. So remember that today we're exploring the virtual assistant markets, and we are looking at what we can Are there growth opportunities? Like, can I really grow in this place? Or is it just, let me just be there and just be assisting? Is there anything for me here? So that's what we're going to be looking at here, okay? Faith, you're asking for attendance link. Is it not too early for attendance like this? Faith, please, attendance will come in at 8 o'clock. All right, so let's focus on today's class. Thank you. All right, so we've done the review already. Now let's go back to the evolution of the virtual assistant industry. Okay, now let's go back to 2010. All right, let's cast our mind back to 2010. If you told someone, maybe your African parents, or if you just told someone in 2010 that you are a virtual assistant, what do you think their response would be? Imagine 2010, and then your African parents, or somebody, maybe your African parents are like, oh, I'm a virtual assistant. What do you think what do you think their response to be? And like, and you tell them that you want to actually do this. This is what you want to do. What do you think their response would be? What do you think they would say? Like, will they say, "What? Tell me." Would they immediately understand you and say, "Oh, yes, my child, that's good. Is this what you want to do? That's fantastic. That's good." What would they say? Oh, Dr. Mo Sunday says that you are lazy. Ajayi paper said they'll ask if you are doing Yahoo Yahoo. Faladi Adenike says, okay, I can't find that anymore. Olaladi Ola said they'll assume you're a house help. Okay. Ewela Idodo. Okay, Ewela was already answering that question. Sally Ganya said my parent might say I'm lazy after explaining to them. Okay. Olowe Kerete said my mom will be like Ilonjebe. Olutukpe said you don't have a job yet. Okwa Adim Chinobi said they would think they do Yahoo or wasting your time. Margaret said that you're lazy and not ready to work. Okay, so they'll see you as a young lazy person, right? So you want to crochet ropes and things. You say you want to be a messenger. Being said you never see job. Okay, so yeah, so I can see that from our answers, we all agree that as far back as even not as far back as recently as 2010, because really, the reason I'm saying recent, 2010 was about 15 years ago. The reason I'm saying recently is because compared to like some other professions, this is quite new. Recent as 2010, it was not a thing, right? As a matter of fact, remote work in itself was not really a thing at the time. If you see someone sitting down at home every time working, you wonder, don't you have work? Remote work was not even a thing as at that time. The way everybody saw work was you have to go into the office. That's work. Go out, come in. But then you should say you are at home doing virtual. You're not working. You've not started. Right? So now let's see how did virtual assistant even come to be. Now let's look at pre-2010. Most VAs, if you even find the few ones that you would find were employed by really large organizations, large companies in countries like the US, UK, Australia. And these roles were even basic, right? You didn't have things like, technical VAs, real estate VAs, health VAs. You didn't have all those things there. What you had were mostly administrative virtual assistants. That's all. And like I said, it was not a lot. In fact, most of what you had were personal assistants, executive assistants that you require you coming into the office. It was not a thing for you to assist remotely. It was not a thing. And then few Africa what? Few Africans were in the space. Like it was not even it was not a thing. Okay? It was not a thing at all. Now, moving on. This is pre 2010. Oh, thank you everyone. You're saying people are acknowledging the slides that they are very legible. I'm glad. Thank you. So now this was pre 2010. Now let's move on to 2015 to 2019. Let's see what happened then. Then we started to have remote work tools like Slack. Slack started to come in. Zoom started to come in. Trello started to come. And then, business boom. Like a lot of businesses started to open up, started to come up. And then freelance platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, Freelancer, those ones started to grow at the time. So, there was like a little introduction. Okay, so there's something called remote working, there's something called working online because of these tools that came to be. because you had things like this. You had Slack that could allow you to communicate with someone else abroad in real time. You had Trello, you had Zoom that allowed you to, that was video communication. Those things started to come. Then more businesses started to come up as well. Freelancing platforms started to open up, they started to grow, and then we started to see, okay, it's possible to actually do this online. And then, little by little, that market started to open up, right? It started to open up, started to make sense, even though not fully. 2015 to 2019. Now let's move on. 2020 was the turning point, and that's when COVID came. The pandemic just turned everything around. Businesses were, either you like it or not, businesses were now forced to go remote. Solopreneurs and coaches couldn't handle everything themselves because attention now moved online, right? Then there was like an increase in demand for remote assistance across different time zones at the point, because everybody was online. It felt like, oh, I need assistance, I need this, oh, so we can do this online. Things that we did not even think were possible before COVID just made us understand that, you see, these things, it is actually possible, right? Thanks to COVID, that was the turning point. Things started to open up, right? That's when people realized that, we can hire across the zones. We can actually hire from Africa. Different companies started to show up, started to come up, and cross country hiring started to happen. So many things happened because of COVID. Yeah, even though COVID was not, it's not something that we ever hope to happen again. God, please, never ever. But we had some positive things that came out of COVID, and one of the positivities that came out is that it made the whole, like, if like the world became a global village, like it just flattened. It made things much more accessible. It opened our eyes to see possibilities, things that initially we thought, it's not even possible. Before COVID, it was not a thing for you to even. But if most people were not, it wasn't a thing. Even earning in dollars then, it was a far dream, especially if you're in Africa, right? So that's where the turning point happened, because everybody attention came online. Okay, so now that's the timeline. Now in 2020 alone, virtual assistant job postings increased by over 51% on freelance platforms in only 2020, because everyone now realized that, okay, we can actually make online work. And then people now realize that, you don't have to be with me physically to be an assistant, to assist me. Because at the time in 2020, either you like it or not, I have to assist you from home. We have to make it work. I'm not going anywhere. You are not. We're in our house. So this work, we have to make it work. And that's when people realize that, okay, so this is actually possible. And then things just shot up from there. But in 1 year, it increased by over 41%. Can we see how it started to evolve? Now, let's move on. Market size. Let's look at the market size. Like I said, do we really have the market for this? And some of them are asking, is this really profitable, compared to niches like maybe data analysis? Is there something for me here? Don't worry. We would see. The global virtual assistant market is currently valued at over $20 billion. Please, how much of this $20 billion will be enough for you to solve all your problems? I'm sure some people, just $1 billion is enough for you and everybody coming after. And it is still growing. And it is projected to grow by 25 to 30% annually. If you're a mathematician here, begin to do the math. Right? Begin to do the math. Now, more than 35 million businesses globally are hiring remote assistants for admin, tech, marketing, operations. People are beginning to see the need for this. So if you've been probably wondering and saying, but how is there really, do people really? I am showing you facts here. Facts and figures, right? I'm showing you facts and figures here that currently we have a $20 billion market. Not Naira, please. Dollars. So maybe you can convert it to Naira and see what that is. And it is also growing on a daily. because there are still businesses coming up. Businesses globally are hiring more remote assistants. So now, like I said, so now the question now is not a case of there's no money here. It's not a case of how do I position I wanted to move your mindset. If you were initially thinking and saying, so what will I do? How will I, is this still really profitable? If you were thinking that way, I want you to begin to change your mindset. To, okay, now we have established that there is money here. The question now is, how can I position myself that this market, though, I will also have my own share in it? That's the question. But based on these figures, you can see that this is not a question of is it profitable? Can I make money? You can actually make money here. People are making. I saw a job today. I think of $1,500 today, just this evening. $1,500. Please convert that to naira. Do you understand? So there is money here. Like I said, the question you now need to begin to ask yourself is, how do I position myself to also some of this money will enter my pockets? Do you get it? That's where we are going to. All right? Good. I believe I've done justice to this. So let's move on. Now, why did we see a sudden boom? Costs. Business started they realized that if I hire a virtual assistant, I can save up to 78% versus if I hire somebody in-house. Because if you hire someone in-house, their costs coming from hiring that person in-house. Number one, you have to think of the office space first that you're bringing the person to. That's one. Number two, you might have to provide the person with work tools, provide the person with laptop, provide the person with all these things. You have to pay for all. Yeah, it is much more expensive hiring in-house than hiring as a virtual assistant. So businesses now began to think that, okay, I can actually save more because every business is looking for how to save costs. That's it. And they realized that, okay, I can actually save more by even hiring a virtual assistants. Also, they also realized that even hiring in countries like Africa can even further help them save costs more. Even though that is not a very ethical, that's not an encouraging practice, because you should pay everybody according to their skills, right? Not according to where you are looking, your geographical location, right? But currently, that's what it is. Then there's also the time zone advantage. As Africans, African VAs work well with you. If you're somebody who probably needs VAs who are awake when you're sleeping, you're in the US. In Africa here, when we are awake, someone in the US is sleeping. When they are sleeping, we're awake. So if you as a business owner, you need someone who is awake when you're sleeping, look for somebody in Africa. The time zone works well, so that as you are sleeping, the person is awake and your business is running 24/7. So they realize that I cannot take advantage of this time zone. And then internet access, like I said, COVID opened things up. When tools like Google, Slack, Zoom, when those things came up, I realized that I can have a meeting with you and you don't have to be physically with me in the same place. I can literally Slack you, huddle you, all those things. Just because we're not in the same place, it makes things easier. Then a lot of entrepreneurs started to come up. A lot of entrepreneurs. Most people that were in the university at the time, they graduated, started to open up their companies, and it increased the demand, for assistance. And that's why there was just a boom all of a sudden. Right? Okay. Now, understand this. You are entering a market that is no longer an experiment. It is no longer an experiment. This is not trial and error. This is an established industry. Just know that and no peace. And it is growing. So this is not the time to ask and say things like, oh, am I sure? Is there maybe I should go and do software engineering? I'm not saying software engineering is bad. If you have the interest, if that's where you're called to, fantastic. But if this is where your interest lies, then do not be discouraged because you think that there's no market here. This is profitable. You're entering a market that is no longer an experiment. It is an established industry, and it is still even growing. Okay? It is growing. All right? So now, moving on. What does the average client want to do? Now we are going into positioning. How can I position myself? Because all this money that we are hearing, trust me, that money must enter our pockets. That's why we're here. And you can see that I'm not saying anything in naira because please, we are global. We are global people, right? We want to earn the money in dollars and spend in naira. We need that dollars. Oh, I mean, I believe dollars is good. Dollars looks very good on me, right? So, what does the average client want today? First, clients today are not like I've stressed this several times. If you've been here from day one, you know this already. Clients are not looking for just help. They're not looking for people who can think independent. People who need you to hold hands. They're not looking for all those things. They're not looking for just like I said, my yes, no, okay, input. And that's not what they need. They're looking for people who can think independently, people who can hit the ground running, people who are ready to do the work. They're looking for partners who understand their business. They're looking for specialized skill sets. For example, email marketing, right? Email marketing, funnel support, project coordination. They're looking for those things. That's what they need. They don't need people that you don't even know your left from your right. You are just there like, hey, what will I? I'm not. You have not, even you. You have not even assisted, organized your own self. Do you get it? So that's what they need today. So if you are not any of these, you need to start asking yourself, how do I become this? Do you get it? So they need people who can think independently. They need partners who understand. Remember that I had said yesterday, if you are going to help, if you are going to work with a business owner, you need to come in like you are a business partner. Even on paper, your job role might be virtual assistant, but you know in your mind, I'm a business partner. I am here to make sure this business grows. I am here to ensure that this business, I don't leave it the same way I met it. So you are thinking about what can I do? What can I do to ensure that this business moves from point A to point B? You understand the industry you are playing in. You understand the industry. If you are in the tech industry, you are working with a tech CEO, for example, you are interested in the happenings in the tech industry. Not that you are the CEO is asking you, so are you aware of the recent technology? And like, what's that? Eh. You are like you are looking like you don't even know what you are doing. Do you understand? That's not who a virtual assistant is, especially a strategic one, right? So they need people who understand their business, people who speak to them the language they understand. Do you get it? That's what they need. They need specialized skill sets. And I want to quickly touch on this specialized skill set. But I'll wait until I get to maybe the end of the class. Towards the end of the class, before I talk about it. Okay, so that's something you should understand. Now remember, we have established that there is a market for this skill. Though that one is not a problem. You see, the market is there, and people are making this money. I told you I saw a job listing today of $1,500. Convert that to naira. So there's market for it, right? Okay, great. So now moving on. What now? I have a question for you. What's one skill you have right now? Just one that you think someone will pay for online? I'm reading your responses. What is one skill you have? And you know, not please that you know that this skill I have, someone will pay for this skill. It is valuable. This skill is so valuable that someone will remove dollar from his pocket and pay me for this skill. Problem solving skills is a skill, but you see, it's not what's the word now? It's not specific enough, right? When you say problem solving can be anything, it can be anything in different contexts. So it's not very specific. Like, you see, someone said creative writing. The person could have just said writing, but the person was very went deep, deep, deep down as in creative writing. So I know, right? Another person said communication skill. Okay. Another person said content writing and communication skill. Fantastic. Fantastic. Customer service, website design. I love how people are being very, very detailed. Exactly. Website design. Another person nearly said data entry and communication skills. Fantastic. Ukwa Adim Shinobi says calendar and email management. T said copywriting and customer support. Yeah, exactly. So, yes, I'm glad that we have skills that someone can pay for. So now let's move on. Now, I want us to have a very, very short exercise, and I will mention to you a profession, right? Because remember, we're talking about positioning. Okay. How can I position myself? How can I even make myself valuable? Okay. Valuable so that this money in this industry, some of it will enter my pockets. So now I want to ask you, because I want to, this is also to make you open your mind to understand that you can actually, it is up to you to look for value. You wait, see, sometimes you are the one that will go and meet the opportunity. You are the one who will knock on the door and for the door to open. Sometimes somebody might not even know that they need your skill. You will be the one to let them see the need for that skill and the reason they need to part with their dollars to pay you for that skill. So now I'm going to mention to you a profession or an industry, and you will tell me ways a virtual assistant can add value to them. Okay. So now, for example, let's say we have a let's see, we have a wedding photographer. This person is a wedding photographer, a very big and successful wedding photographer. How would you add value to this person? As a virtual assistant, how can you add value to them? Okay, Abigail said project coordination. Okay, project coordination in what aspects? How do you mean? Be more detailed. Dorcas already says planning and organizing. Okay, what are you planning and organizing? Is it their personal life you want to plan, or the pictures they're taking? What is planning and organizing? Ayomide says booking management. Okay, okay, okay. Delight Debbie says data entry and email management. Okay. Oyelade Adiola says marketing the brand. Okay. Faith Adomi said by managing his shooting schedules. Okay. Lydia says editing their pictures. Okay. Oluwabukumi Elizabeth says calendar management to ensure wedding events don't clash. Fantastic. Okay. Ujuamaka says photo editing. Bio Grace says book his appointment with the client. Okay. Sophia Jerry says managing his bookings. All right. So let's move on from the photographer. Let's move on to a YouTube content creator. How can a virtual assistant add value to them? A YouTube content creator. A YouTube content creator. A YouTube content creator. Okay, Case Diary said creating content calendar. Fantastic. Oluwatosin Oyegoke says YouTube marketing, scheduling their posts. All right. SCS Akman says YouTube video editing. Okay. Morenike Adebayo says writing their content. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. For the YouTube content creator, you can also create long form videos into short content for TikTok or Instagram. That's something you can do. You can just tell them, oh, hello, I mean, you create, I can see you have amazing videos on YouTube, like so amazing, there's a lot of value. But today, the attention span of the average, you input a bit of data, the attention span of the average, maybe their target audience are Gen Zs. I can say, oh, the attention span of the average Gen Z is about a minute or 2 minutes long. So how about I make your long form videos on YouTube? How about I make them into very short 1 minute videos for your TikTok, for Instagram, and even for YouTube Shorts? Through by doing that, you can actually even make more money from watching from posting from shorts, right? Rather than and even in addition to your long form videos, because according to data, shorts even generate much more income. Please tell me, if you have, even if that person did not think that they need it before, with this thing I have said, do you think they will not be convinced that wait, it's true? I should let me hire this person to help me do this. Don't you think so? Tell me. Don't you think so? Okay, so so Chidima said, is that not a job of the video editor? Chidima, were you in this class like yesterday and on Monday? And I think Ezekiel as well. Nolly says, I'll hire you in before you finish pitching it. Exactly. 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 Another thing you can also do as a YouTube content creator, as a YouTube as a virtual assistant for a YouTube content creator, you can actually plan their content calendar, right? Oh, but they have content ideas. When they give you their content ideas, plan it, put it in Notion, put it in Airtable. Let them see it properly. Let them see it well. What's the word now? Let them see it well organized. That's something you can actually do, right? Now let's move on. We've talked about that already. So let's move on to the next slide. Okay, this slide is repeated. Now, a virtual assistant earning potential. Now we're going to be talking about money here, but should I do this now? I think I'll just okay, let me just do this now. So what I did here, I don't know, I hope you can see it. So what I did here is I checked online for some virtual assistant rules, for some recent virtual assistant rules and the amount attached. Now, this is a healthcare virtual assistant, right? And the pay is $30 per hour. $30 per hour. Now, imagine if you are working now. If you're a mathematician, you want to do the math. Imagine if you are working 5 hours per day. Maybe you're working just maybe 8 to 5. 8, that's 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, sorry, 8 to 1. 8 to 1. That's 5 hours per day. 8 to 1 every day. Only $30. How much is that in a week? In a day? That's $30 times 5. That's $150, right? So now $150 times 1 week times 5 days. Let's say Monday to Friday. $150 times. Let me just do my math here. $150 times 5 days. That's $750. Now $750. Let's say you're working 20 times in a month. 20 days in a month rather. That's $15,000. You guys. I hope I got my math correct. 750 times 20. Yeah. That's $15,000. Did anybody do the math? Is my math mathing? $15,000. Did anybody get that? 15,000 exactly. So please, can someone convert $15,000 to naira in today's rate? In today's in naira. Who's going to do the conversion based on today's rates? $15,000 to naira based on today's rates. Who wants to do that for me? Wait, hope my math is mathing. Sorry, guys. Somebody just corrected. It's actually 3,000. So 750 times 4 is actually $3,000. So $3,000 time in naira is actually not 15,000. It's $3,000 per month. So can someone convert $3,000 to naira for me, please? $3,000, please. Not 15,000. $3,000. We're converting $3,000 now. 3,000 times 1,000. Who's doing the conversion? That's like if we're going to use 1,500 naira, that's about 4.5 million naira. So imagine working just from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. for 4.5 million naira. If we're using 1.5 as our exchange rate, so that's 4.5 million per month. So you can see that, and like I mean, you can see this is actually an actual vacancy. Healthcare virtual assistant. This is literally an actual vacancy. So you can see that there is actually money here, right? You can see it. So, like I said, what we're doing now we should not. So, if you are thinking about, oh, money, there is money here. Okay. There's also another similar one as well for you all who like to be administrators, administrative assistants. This is another one, $29. So imagine earning this in naira. Sorry, earning this and spending in naira. I mean, you don't you all your like at this point, God has answered your like all your money problems. God has answered it. All the prayer you've been praying for money, God has answered you already. Can you do you understand now what we're talking about? Right? So, but then as good as it sounds, there's money here, all of the amazing things, all of the fantastic things, you have to position yourself properly for it. Okay? Good. So now that's the money part I wanted to show you. Okay. I know we're going on the break by 8. Zara's Hub, can someone be all the kinds of virtual assistant at the same time? It depends on you. It depends on how if you are able to give yourself effectively to everything. Because if you want to be all the virtual assistants at the same time, are you sure? How effective are you? I'll talk about that as we go on anyway, but how effective are you going to be in all of them? You need to be very, very effective, okay? You need to ensure that you are giving your best in all. If you need to learn anything, please learn it well. Do you understand? So that you can give yourself to the job properly. Shulamite Akinloye, I do not agree. If you say it's not easy to get these jobs, I do not agree. If you are, like I said, if you are giving value, nobody says no to value. So if you are saying it's not easy to get the job, then it's probably because you're not communicating your value well, or you have not built yourself up to the point where you can command these figures. So I don't agree with that. Okay. All right. So anyway, you guys should go and ponder on this. Drink water on this. Okay, because it is possible. All right. Just in your just as you're going now, you're going to go on a break in 2 minutes. Can someone just type it is possible? It is possible. It is possible. Because it is possible. Like I said, I said it's one thing, yes, the money is there, but positioning is extremely important. You have to position yourself as someone who can command this money. All right. You don't expect someone who does not even know their left from their right to begin to command 4.6 million. Where now? How? Okay. So please, it is very possible. Okay, so yeah, we're going on a break now, 7:59, and we'll come back at 8:05. So it's like about a 5 minutes break, and we'll be right back. Okay, so drink water, stretch your legs, um, yeah, be happy. All right, and then when we come back, we'll continue. And feel your attendance, please. It's very, very important. Feel your attendance, and please keep saying to yourself, "It is possible. It is possible. It is possible. It is possible." Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Mic check. Mic check, everybody. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. I hope you were able to take a break. Hope you stretched your legs, drank some water, able to sign your attendance, and you said to yourself that it is possible. Is it possible? It is possible, right? So for the attendance, I believe the technical support will sort that out. Okay. I believe they'll sort that out. But let's go into our class. Because like I said, I want to give room for questions about 30 minutes because this is our last class for the week. All right. Okay, great. So now I want to start from the from what's happening. Somebody's asking for another break. What's going on? There's no time, except you don't want us to cover today's topic. So please, you can sign. I don't think the attendance takes a lot of time, so just do that and continue with the class. All right. So yeah. Now, as I was saying, I want to start from the comment. I saw a comment here that said something about gosh, I can't remember how exactly he said it, but it was something along the lines of these jobs are hard to come by and all. And before I went on break, I disagreed completely with that mindset, with that statement, because that is a mindset. And when you have that kind of mindset, what it does is that it will limit you. It's a limiting mindset. You just think that it's not possible or it's very difficult. And you just decide to stay in your own like box, that place where you by yourself will put yourself in a box because you just believe that it's not possible. It's not possible, Jerry. Right? And that's why I immediately had to counter that. Like, nope. It is very. I'm telling. Like, I took my time to bring. Like, I brought workings. Right? I decided to. This is a live, and I intentionally left the website there. Zip Recruiter. I left it there so you can see it. This is a live website. This is a live job advert. So if you go there, you will still find it. So it's very possible. There are companies that are hiring today from outside of the country, hiring Nigerians. I have friends who are earning in dollars. And someone said here, I know that someone crochet ropes and I think ropes and things. I saw her comment and she said something about like a friend of hers actually did it and through that even relocated outside of the country. So if she's here, can you type that again and let us know? She mentioned it that her friend did the same thing and was able to earn in dollars and even is currently out of the country. Through I know people who have because they earn in foreign currency, they were able to relocate outside the country. I know people who because they earn in foreign currency, their lives literally changed. Like literally changed because their earning capacity increased. So for you to say it's not possible, maybe because you've not really seen a lot of people around you doing it, does not mean it's not possible. So that's one thing I want you to get, like, take that thing out of your mind because it is very, very, very possible. It is impossibility is nothing. And if you are a believer and you have the Holy Spirit, Kai, then you have no excuse because the Holy Ghost is your advantage, right? So let's remove that vocabulary because one, like I said, it's a very limiting mindset. And if you take that on and you're like, oh, I beg, it's not possible, Joe. Maybe it's not for people like you. That's what will happen. You just find out that it's difficult for you to get it. You will not be able to put in the work to get the job. So you don't say that. Rather than say, oh, it's hard to come by or it's not this, rather than say that, how about you say, okay, how can I get this done? How can I do this? How can I position myself to get this? That's what you should do. That's the mindset, the position you should take. Right? So please, it is possible. Let's not, I don't personally, I don't like that it's not possible or when something, because if you do that, then what happens is when you find yourself faced with like difficult tasks, that's the approach you would take to it. Like, well, let me not kill myself, Jerry. Well, I've tried. That's not my let's not do it. Now you see someone Olabisi just said this. Let a friend of hers works with Dell computers and he traveled out last year as a virtual assistant. Can you see that? As a not as a virtual assistant. So don't tell me it's not possible. It is very, very possible. I wish there's a way to pin technical support. Is there a way to pin comments? I wish I knew how to pin comments. I'd have pinned Olabisi's comment on the screen. Like this is your colleague here. So it is very possible. So don't say that. Please don't say that. Look, Olamide here says, I have a friend who got an offer for $40 per hour and 6 hours a day, 5 times a week. Do you know how much that is? So these are your colleagues who are even sharing their testimonies, their own, what they have witnessed, what they have seen. So you don't say things like it's not possible, it's hard, or yeah, I'm in Nigeria, so what will I do? Oh, I beg, this Nigeria, that then you start blaming your mother for giving birth to you in Nigeria, and you start wondering why your father was. No. Please, that mindset, just remove it from your mind and throw it away. This is 2025. We don't do that. We don't do that. Okay? Please, very important. I need to like ensure, because once that is happening, right? If you keep that mindset, what will happen is everything we are saying in class, you just meeting with like a brick wall. Like, oh, I beg, that one is not for me. Maybe it's for somebody that is somewhere in. No, you don't do that. Take it away. Take it away. Take it away. It's not impossible, please. It is not impossible. It is possible. Please. Look at Majestic God Gives says his brother is earning in dollars. It's very possible. Like all over around. Like it is if it is happening, it is possible right now more than ever. Please. Growth mindset is very important. So if you are one of those that have been thinking that all this money that they're calling, I don't think looking big. It is possible. It is you gone that will earn that money. Right? So please, I see one thing I don't all this negative mindset or limiting mindset, it brings negative energy. Just find out you cannot do things, everything is just hard, it brings negative energy. So please take it away. Don't allow it to even sit. That's why the Bible says that you bring every thought captive in obedience to Christ. Don't allow it at all, please. Very important. Thank you. So now let's move on. So yeah, this is also part of like the things I wanted to share. So now this is like any potential for different skill levels and hourly rates. Okay, so entry level you can earn from $7 to $18 for entry level. General administration you can earn $18 to $40. Advanced skills $30 to $50, and then specialized skills $50 and above. Okay, so like I said, this is just a this is that sometimes it can be higher, but this is just like a benchmark, right? It can be higher sometimes. Really, you have people that are earning more than this, and mind you, this is even hourly rates. So if you are working 5 hours a day, multiply this by 5 hours and then multiply by the total number of days you are working to get your monthly rate. Okay, so and sometimes and that's why you can imagine doing these two types of these jobs. Like maybe you work first one 8 to 1 and the next one you're working 2 to 6. Please tell me now, which that's more like you're going to be looking at maybe 10 million naira per month when you convert it to naira. Okay, and now I want to, like I said, I wanted to talk about I wanted to say something about these specialized skills and niching, but I will say it Okay, let me just say it now. So, if you see, so if you know, yesterday, who can remind me what was the virtual assistant role that I had mentioned had the most money, like the niche that has like the most earning potential? Who can remind me? Who can remind me? Okay, yes. Barakat said executive. Yes. Executive virtual assistant. Okay, we're gonna executive exactly. And why is it so? Who can tell me why it's so? I know I said it yesterday. It's executive VA. Who can tell me why it's so? Why do they have like it's very demanding, but they have the highest any capacity? Who can tell me why it's so? Okay, Tolu Aremu said because of the skills and level of experience. That's it. It's not because they work with top politicians. Mm-mm. The reason they work with top people is because they have the skills. That's something, right? It is because of their specialized skills. Because for you to work with someone of that kind of caliber, then you have to be on top of your game. I told you that some of them I've seen an executive assistant that has an MBA, no cap. Like this was not even MBA in Nigeria. They went abroad for their MBA. Do you get it? Wait, though, somebody just asked me a very funny question. Okay, I'll just skip that. So these guys went abroad for an MBA, and this person is an executive assistant. Do you get it? And that's they have highly specialized skills. Imagine somebody who is Trump's assistant, Donald Trump. Do you think the person is going to be? Can you picture that person? Do you get it? You can't compare that person cannot earn $30 per hour. It's not possible. Yeah. Do you get it? So people like that, their job is very demanding, but they have high skills. Like they have highly specialized skills rather. And that's why you see here that those specialized skills are like that's it. Like those ones. So now I want to also add that I also want to give an analogy, right? Now imagine so I was at the I was somewhere recently and I was asking for the price of something, right? And right if I want to so I was going to like see someone. If I was going to see maybe a regular person, like a general practitioner, it was going to cost me 350,000 naira to see a general practitioner. But if I was going to see a consultant, someone with a specialized skill, it was going to cost me 750,000 naira. Guys. The same industry, the same building. What is the difference? Specialized skill. If I was going to see, I'm going to say that again. If I was going to see a general practitioner, I was going to pay 350K. But if I was going to see a consultant, someone with specialized skill in what I wanted to consult for, they were going to charge me 750,000 naira. Like I said, it's the same industry they are both in. It's the same company even. But what was the difference? Specialization. Specialization. And now that brings me back to people who have been asking, can I do everything? Can I do everything? I'm not saying you cannot do everything, oh, but let me tell you something. Specialization pays, niching down, such that when they mention a particular industry, your name is the first thing that comes up because they've known you so much, right? That like nah, this person is so good at like they just mention this thing. It is this person. Do you understand? Specialization. That's it. Right? And even if you want to maybe branch out to something later and like, okay, I don't want to do this one alone. I want to do other things or I want to add more. At least get mastery in one first. Do you get it? Then when you know, okay, this one, even if they wake me up from the dream, I can do it. And hey, once your feet has balanced there, you can now say, okay, wait, let me now add more. Do you get it? It's important. It's very important. So you can see specialization just changed the game because I'm like, from 350K to 750K, that's like about 400,000 naira difference because this person is a specialist. Do you understand? Person focused on only one thing. Do you get it? The other person that's look at the name general practitioner, Gbogbo Nishe. Did you get it? But if I wanted to see someone with more, because the thing is, if you are a general practitioner, right, it's like you are doing a bit of this, bit of this, bit of this, bit of this. You take small here, take small here, take small here, take small here. But if you're a specialist, it means you are going this one thing, you are going deep, like to the depths of it. You are covering everything from top to bottom. Do you understand? So it's almost like where that general practitioner, where their knowledge ends, that's where your own even starts from. So you cannot compare. Do you get it? So please, even if you want to, even if you want to do other things, right? It's fine. At least let your feet be balanced in one first. Someone just give an example of Vicky James. Look at it. What do we know Vicky James for today? It's fashion. If you are asking about you trust me, once her name comes to your mind, you're not remembering cooking or anything. This is fashion you will know her for. And that's something she made sure she became a household name in that fashion first. Before she now started going into cooking. If you ask me about cooking, I will not remember Vicky James, but ask me about fashion. Top fashion designers in Nigeria, her name is going to come up as one of the top 10 because she was able to balance well there. She wrote her name in the sands of time with that fashion before she now said, okay, hey, let's be doing cooking. Then she started doing this gifting company. She said, yes, she did, but at the heart of it is fashion. So at least before you now say, okay, let me do branching and be a master at one. If you're a content VA, be so good at content that if they call 10 people as in 10 people in Nigeria that are good at content, your name will come up. Be that good. And you will find that you don't even need to beg people for your DMs will be full. I'm telling you. Your DMs will be so full. All right? So now let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so now I want us to read this case study, okay? We're almost at the end of the class. I want us to read this case study very, very well. And I want you to take what lessons did you draw from this faith? If you have faith and you are in Ibadan, I'm prophesying already, so please be claiming this one. If you have faith and you are in Ibadan, start claiming this. So I want you to read this. This is a story about faith. She lives in Ibadan. And this is how she was able to grow, from $5 per hour to earning $2,500 per month consistently. Oh. So please read the story and I want to start seeing your lessons. What did you learn? What does this even tell you? Let me start seeing your lessons. I hope you can see my slide. What did you learn from Faith's journey? This is the journey of Faith. So what did you learn from her journey? Okay. Oshola no. Rachel said has zeal to improve. Okay, Gane says it's important to upskill. Tommy Beauty said consistency. KJ Jablis says self-development. Oluwafumilaya says she's skilled up. Adenike Irene says she realized she wanted more. Okay. Eloho said you must not settle for less. Aim at improving your self-worth. Sorry, the comments are really moving fast. Temi Olowani Fisher says you may start. Sorry. Okay, Oyelade Adiola says she created room for growth and improvement. Daramola says Faith had the hunger. Faith had the hunger and drive to do better for herself. She wasn't satisfied with mediocrity. She gave herself to learning and implementation. Good. Essence Akpan says patience, consistency, self-development, and growth. Lola Christie says she added more value to herself and bid for more upgrade. Oluwase Fumi Fakolujo. Distance is not a barrier. Zara's hub. What Faith did is she had to niche down, gain mastery, and specialize in one. Whispers from the Hollow, upscale and elevate your value system. Fortune Ogochukwu says the more you are active in your work, the bigger you earn. Happy Folalo says she wasn't satisfied with her level of knowledge and value, which in turn equals to her pay. So she increased her value and then increased her income. Great. Akin Oroye Precious says she didn't get comfortable with little, she went for upscaling. Oluwafumlayo Onigbinde, she knew what she wanted and went for it. Jemima Brown, and she was consistent. Another core pressure, she added more skills and gave value, which increased her pay. Fantastic. Adekola says she upskilled. Aliu says she refused to settle for less, improved herself, and defined her niche. Great. Emmanuel Fumini says she didn't stop at being small, increase in knowledge and also capacity. Okay. Lydia Solomon says she was diligent as she developed herself with learning a particular skill and she created value through her Instagram page and was consistent. Fantastic. Yes. You all have answered very, 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 very well. Mojisola says she started from a small VA and she made herself available for growth by upskilling. Correct. So I would tell you like the insights I drew from the insights from this story that I prepared, and yeah, we'll take it from there. So I'll just read the story now. Faith is the tech virtual assistant from Ibadan. Now, Faith started as a general. She was a general admin VA, and she was earning $5 per hour on Fiverr, right? And she was diligent, but she knew that she wanted more. So she took a short course on email automation, and she learned how to build sales funnels through using ConvertKit and Zapier. Now, she repositioned herself online as a launch support and tech VA and reached out to coaches on Instagram. Within 4 months, she increased her rate to $35 per hour. Today, she supports high-end coaches and earns 2,500 naira naira K, like $2,500 per month consistently, all from her room in Ibadan. All from her room in Ibadan. All from her room in Ibadan. Now, let us go into the insights from Faith's story. Okay. First is general administration pays the least. That's one thing you should understand. Know this and know peace. General admin, right? That's the, you see, a lot of times when people say things like, oh, administration, I VA. Most times what people see is, or what people hear is, oh, general administration. That's what people think it is. Somebody was asking a question here when I was giving the illustration about the YouTube content creator, and the person was like, so VA is also doing video editing. Let me tell you something. Virtual assistant is simply any assistance you are giving remotely. That's it. Any support you give. And I said, regardless of the industry, as long as you are supporting someone, you are providing assistance, and you are doing it online, remotely, you are a virtual assistant. And it is not limited to administration. It is not limited to administration. That's what people, so a lot of times people think, that's why you see that people say things like, you see, virtual assistant, if you are looking for the best, what's it called? If you're looking for the best, the easiest tech role to go into, one of the things to do is just go into virtual assistant, because what they just believe is administration. Oh, administrative assistant, that's all. Yeah, come and just do petty rules for me. But it is much more than that. Now, to answer the question of a person that says, oh, so a virtual assistant is also doing videos, is that not the job of the video editor? You can be a virtual assistant. You can assist. You can be an editing assistant. If you're, look, understand this, because the reason a lot of you think that way and you ask that question, because you also have the mindset that to be a VA, the only thing you are doing is just administration. Oh, I want to send email. I want to manage my calendar. I want to. That's administration. That is it. But it goes way beyond that. And the truth is, administration pays the least. Why? Because people feel like that's the easiest thing to do now. Is it not just to send email? Is it not just how many of you now looking at Faith Story? How many of you here even know what ConvertKit is? If you are here and you can use ConvertKit, you can use Zapier well. Can I see it? Can I see your hand, virtual hand, or can I see you indicate in the comment section? Please indicate. If you are here and you can use ConvertKit, you are here and you know what Zapier is. You can use them well. Indicate, please. Oh, you see, you've not heard it before. Now, the thing with not hearing these things before is because can you see that at every if I ask you people here now, how many of you can respond to emails? I'm sure everybody. That one is everybody. Gbogbo. Like my Nigerian people will say, if you're not Nigerian, Gbogbo means everybody. That was everybody. If how many of you can respond to emails here? How many of you can do calendar management here? Everybody can do it. And you know the law of economics. The higher the demand, the what? The higher the who's the economics? Is it the higher the demand? I hope my economics I can still remember my secondary school economics. The higher the demand, what happens to the price? The higher the price. Yeah. The lower the demand, the lower the price. Isn't it? Yes. Then in terms of supply, the higher the supply, the lower the price. And the lower the supply, the higher the price. So what that tells me is those people here who know what ConvertKit is and who know what Zapier is and can use it, they can command higher prices. That's what it means. Because there's limited supply for it. That's it. But those of you here who are in the Gbogbero category and everybody's email management calendar, the demand is plenty, the supply is plenty. So if I want to come and hire a virtual assistant here now, because there's so many of you, like about 500, so it's me that won't be doing shakara self because you people are too much. So I can just say, okay, I'll just pay you $5, just take $5. Take five because people are a lot. What's there? Can you see it now? But if I have to now come and hire ConvertKit and Zapier, I cannot pay $5 because I know the supply is not a lot. Not a lot of people know it, right? So I have to increase my price so that I can get quality. I can get what? Quality. Do you understand? So I'm making you understand. I'm making you see these things. That first of all, don't administrative VA is the least paying. It pays but like maybe if you are okay with earning maybe $5 per hour, maybe learning okay with earning right, I said learning, sorry, earning $5 per hour, $3 per hour, at least you can survive, you can eat, you can subscribe to data. Glory, maybe you're okay with that. You can remain, but look at Faith. Let's be like Faith, right? Be an as in don't settle for less. Okay, yes, you can start from an administrative VA, but don't stay there. Move. Where do you want to go to? Is it executive VA you want to do? Is it video editing VA? Is it content creation? Like Faith here, she said she wants to become a launch support, and I love it. It's so specialized. She knew that a lot of coaches will be launching different things, will be launching courses, launching webinars, launching books. So she wants to be that person that will help you to launch it, support you, help you with your tech stack. That is very specialized, man. And that kind of thing, this kind of role, in fact, a lot of you don't even know. If I tell you I'm looking for a launch support and tech VA, this is how some of you looking at me. Like, which one is that one again? Because you don't know that this even exists. I told you, as a virtual assistant, it is not only administration what the whole world thinks. Well, maybe not all the whole, but most people think it is. But it is way deeper than that. Trust me, this is just one of it. Administrative VA. As long as if you are anybody who is assisting and you are doing it virtually, you are doing it remotely, you are a virtual assistant. That's it. Virtual, from home, remotely, assistant, support. That's it. Do you understand? Do you get it? So that's it. Please. Okay? All right? So don't settle for less. Okay? Great. So now let's move on to the next lesson we learned. So the first one is there is if you can come in, do you get? You can come in from as an administrative VA. Like okay, let me even enter first. But then don't stay there. Okay? Please don't stay there. So now let's move on. Someone said, is there finance VA? Yes. There's finance VA. You can decide that you know what? I want to help people build wealth. All these people that are earning in dollars, I will earn my own dollars from your dollars. I will help you build wealth. I will help you gain mastery. A lot of them don't know about investment opportunities. A lot of them don't know about investment opportunities. Decide that I'll be the one to help you manage your investment. I'll be the one to monitor your stocks, tell you which stocks to pay for. How that specialized service. Yes. Trust me. A lot of people don't even know how to invest, what to invest in. They don't even understand. You can position yourself. See, you that you're earning dollars, I will also earn out of your dollars too. You see this dollar you're earning, we can do XYZ. These are the latest ETFs. I want you to, well, some of them want to trade. They don't have time because you don't be trading, you have to monitor it and all. Yes, you can do it. So let's move on. So for questions, please, hell my goodness, I wanted to answer a lot of questions today. But let me continue. One skill can change the game. Okay, I'll just rush through this. One skill can change the game. Faith did not learn everything. I have mentioned that she did not learn everything. She focused on one high value skill, and that's something you should understand. See, administration. Let me tell you the truth. Administration is not a high value skill. No, this and no peace. It is a skill, oh, but it's not high value because a lot of people feel like I know what's there. That's why you see that people think that VA is just VA. What's there now? It's not just to. It's not when you hear them say it's not just. It's not just to do email marketing. Sorry, email management. It's not just. Trust me, they know they let me speak Nigerian. They know they rate administrative VA like that, like that. Do you get? Because it's not a high value skill, and it's not like this is a skill, oh, but it's not one of those high paying skills, right? Then number three is she wasn't just a tech VA, right? She even specialized further. She was a launch, like she knew her target audience. Like, I want to target these people that are coaching. There's money in this market. I want, just like I said about this finance VA, you get it? Like this finance VA, I want to you people that all these people that earn in foreign currency. Me or my own foreign currency is your foreign currency. I want to earn. Oh yeah, I want to position yourself as somebody who teaches them, who helps them how invest their money. Stocks. You say I will be the one to tell you the best stocks. I will study the stocks for you. Don't worry. Me, I will tell you the stocks to invest in. I will trade. I will do the trading. I'm here. That's why I'm here. Do you want? And you don't have to be. You can do it online. Positioning. Do you get it? So position is very important. So she wasn't just a tech VA, right? She knew what she wanted, and it helped her to attract coaches launching online programs. That's a premium niche, very premium. Then number four, outreach works. Please, outreach works. Outreach works. She didn't wait for clients to find her. She by herself went to meet her clients. She actively DM'd them on Instagram and showed how she could help. So for you people that say, hey, I'm retro, I'm shy. I'm shy, ke. Shy will not put food on your table, oh. So please, thank God it's even online. What if you had to do offline networking? This one is even online. So enter the DM. Nobody will flog you. Nobody will carry cane. In fact, they will not even insult you. That's the thing. Worst they will say is no. Or worst they will say is they will not answer you. But at least you tried. So please, and when you are entering their DM, please don't enter their DM like you are begging for help. Because, like I said, you can't do that. You enter with, like, you would have done your homework. You will come, okay, this is what I can do. This is the value I'm bringing. This is what I can do to your business. In fact, I'm projecting by 2 months. This is what your revenue would have increased to this. Come like a consult. You're a consultant. Remember, you're not anything. You are a consultant. Okay. Now, number 5, pricing is tied to problem solved. That's it. The most urgent or complex the more urgent, complex, or revenue generating the problem you solve, the more you can charge. See, let me tell you something. See, let me tell you how you can know skills that will pay you more. If that skill is bringing in money directly. Do you get? One. If that skill is complex, like you know that if I count 10 virtual assistants, maybe only one will know this thing. That's number two. If it's urgent, trust me, there's money there. Like there's big money there. Do you get it? Look at what Faith did. She helped launches. A lot of coaches do launches. They launch a lot of things. And she helped them to their launches to go smoothly. Do you get it? And finally, number six, you can stay local and end global. Faith did not leave Nigeria. Oh. She's in her room in Ibadan and she's commanding $2,500 per month. She did not relocate. She did not have visa. Just her skills, her positioning, and her outreach. That's the power of remote work, guys. So nothing like me that I'm a papa dao in Kini or true state. Nothing like that though. You can be wherever you are and you are earning your cool cash. Do you understand? So that's it. All right. So finally, your location is not your limitation. Your location is not your limitation. Your skill sets, your mindset, and how you position yourself are the real game changers. Don't just be available. Please be valuable. Your location, don't there is no you can be the only limitation you can have is you, like you. Do you understand? Your location is not your limitation. It is your skill, your mindset. Remember, I said mindset earlier, and how you position yourself. That's the real game changer. That's what would change the game for you. Don't just be valuable. Don't just be available. There are so many available virtual assistants, so but the value they bring is not really a lot. Okay? Be valuable. And that's how you can go from $5 like Faith to $35 and even beyond. All right? Please. And I can see some of you saying things like, oh, we need to be more hands-on. We need to have, come on, guys. This is just week one. Relax. We can't just jump from 0 to 100, right? We have to go on a journey. So this is still week one, introduction. Okay? We have how many weeks to go? So please, let's be calming down. Like Nigerians will say, we will cut to tools. We will get to hands-on. All right? Please, let's journey gently. Okay, now, so yeah, with that, we've come to the end of this class. Question time, Q&A. It's time for questions. But yeah, let me leave this on this screen so you can see it. Write it down. That is not Nigeria that is your limitation. Because I know a lot of you say things like, hey, Nigeria, oh, Tinubu, oh, hey, why was I not born in Kinikon? Please. This same Nigeria, there are people here who are actually making money. I'm not saying we don't have the third world issues. I'm saying look beyond it. Because if you continue to look to it as a limitation, trust me, you will rise above it though. So yes, those things are there, but they are not your own limitation. They can be somebody else's limitation, though, but you're not your limitation. All right, please. Thank you very much. So now, time for questions. Question and answer time. Q&A. Okay, somebody asked a question about child support. If you can re-ask that, okay, is there, Blessed Ikoko says, is there anything like child development VA or any VA in that niche? Okay, so this is quite specialized because I mean, I know that all of this, like children, early childhood, all these things. But yes, like I said, look, you can give us, even if we don't know it, tell us we need it. I'm telling you, you can come and tell us that, see, you guys need this. So even if there's nobody actively in that field, you can. I'm sure there are a lot of child support people online, right? There are a lot of child support companies, companies that help child development, companies that do those things, you can meet them, pitch to them, tell them, oh, do you have a blog? If you have a blog, I am very skilled in child development. I will grow your brand with relatable blog posts that will show people how, because these things are not very common, right? Especially here in Nigeria. I will educate people. I'm going to be your assistant. I will be there. I would schedule meetings. I will, that's it. Trust me. This skill is so versatile. Sometimes you don't even know that. Some people know that they have a problem. They just don't know the name or how to solve it. So if you have like identify the problem, go to them with the solution. I say, see, you have a problem. Don't say you have a problem, but make them understand. Go with them, and they will now see that. Wow, that's why if you know people that are salesmen, like real people that are true salesmen. If you're not careful, they will sell wheelchair to you that you have two legs. Do you get it? So you all need to understand, if you have something, and if you have something, be proud of it. If you have a skill, be proud. Go there, let them know this is what I want to do for you. Even if it's something that is not common, go and make us know why we need it. Do you get it? So for assessments, just leave it for now. When the time comes, we would give you more information about that. Okay. Customer relations management. Somebody asked, as an intending VA, can I specialize in customer relations management, and is it the same as project? No. Customer relations management and project management are different. They are two different things. As a matter of fact, project managers are is not. This is even a totally different field on its own. Project managers manage projects, and if you are managing a project, sometimes you have to be physically present to oversee the project. You have to be physically present to oversee that project. So no, it is not the same thing. Well, there might be project management VAs actually, but to be honest, I don't think they're a lot. Because if you are managing a project, imagine you're managing a building project. How are you managing a building project from your house? Or you're managing an event. If you're an event management or event project manager, like, you have to be on ground, right? So I'm not so certain that is going to be virtual, or that would be an effective virtual skill. So someone Miracle asked, so as a social media manager diving into becoming a virtual assistant, what type of VA will be required? Miracle, you were not in class yesterday, because if you were in class, you will not have asked this question. So please go back to listen to yesterday's class. So for um Zara asked that as someone who has experience with digital marketing and community management, what kind of virtual assistant do you advise the person to focus on? And do we get a certificate? So for the certificate bit, I think the technical support will answer that. I don't know if you're getting certificates, but I believe you should actually. I think you should. But for your other question, where you asked that someone who has experience in digital marketing and community management, what kind of virtual assistant? You can be a digital marketing VA, to be honest. You can, because you have skills. I believe you have skills in social media management, you have skills in content creation, you have skills in SEO. You can be a digital marketing VA, and trust me, that is actually a very good niche. You can be a social media and community VA, because digital marketing is very important, because it is a revenue generating niche, right? You are marketing, even though the only difference between the traditional marketing and this one is that the marketing is online, and of course it generates revenue. It's a revenue generating niche, and like I said, if your skill directly generates revenue, it's high value, because people want to make money, right? So yes, that's something you can do. You can actually focus on being a digital marketing VA. You can work with a digital marketer. You can work with a company and be their digital marketing VA. I mean, there are just a lot of opportunities there. So somebody said, Lady P said, can someone who is not in the healthcare field be an healthcare VA? So it depends. Are you willing to upskill? Right? Are you willing to upskill? If you're willing to upskill, why not? Because you don't want a situation whereby maybe you are in the healthcare VA, and then your executive tells you something and you're looking at them like, So that one too is there. You don't want that, right? So if you're willing to upskill, sure, why not? Make the move. Okay, so Faith Adewumi said, as a person who is new to the world of VA, when applying for jobs, how do we market ourselves? How will we set ourselves apart from those who have experience? So, see, something that I'm going to advise you to do right now as we even start, especially if you do not have experience. You see, right now, I'm sure you can create your job yourself. How? Meet with maybe I'm sure some of you have mothers who probably have only physical stores. They don't even have online stores. Tell them, you know what, I will be your VA online. If you want to become a social media VA, tell them I will be your social media VA. I will open an Instagram page for you. I will handle your orders. I will put you can do get the job. Like create experience for yourself. Some of you have friends who have Instagram handles and they need people to answer their attend to their customers. I want to be a customer experience VA. Reach out to them. Tell them, okay, I will be your customer experience VA. In fact, some of you even have fathers who have companies. Tell your father, Daddy, I will be your executive VA. For these 3 months, I will work for you for free, sir. I want to learn. That's how, at least so that by the time you are done, you already know that okay, you have 3 months of experience. And when you are putting it on your CV, you're not going to add this person was my friend. You won't add that. You position yourself like, yes, I worked at so and so company. This is and the things I did, these are the things I achieved. And before you know, you already have 3 months worth of experience, which you can then use to not get like an actual job out there. So that's something you can do. Okay. Um Ejim Amaka, I already talked about this. He said, can we be taught how to use some of the tools? Yes. You will be taught how to use these tools along as we go along in the course. This is just week 1. We're just introducing you to this skill. Let's not imagine if you give birth to a baby today and you tell the baby to start walking. Do you get it? So it's step by step, step by step. Now we have introduced you to virtual. That's what we did this week. We introduced you to it. So next week we'll also do something else. We have a curriculum we're following. So you guys just relax. We are here for you. Okay. All right. So Balarima Adedoyin, can you mention the tools a VA needs to learn? I mentioned some of that in yesterday's class. So please check yesterday's class. And I listed some of the tools for different roles. I want to take questions that I have not already talked about so that we can move fast. As an e-commerce VA, is there an internship for it? So it depends, to be honest. Like I said, for virtual assistants, right, there are not a lot of internship roles because, like I mentioned yesterday, most times people just if you want to assist someone, for you to need an assistant, it means that you are very busy. You have a lot on your hands. I need someone to take it off you. So now imagine somebody who is very busy and you are bringing an intern to them. What this means is you're telling them, okay, in addition to your busy life, I want you to train this person. Can you see how that might not really work out fine? So I can't really it's to be honest, it's not a lot. You might have some people who are nice enough, who are willing to, maybe teach you one or two things, but it's not really common. Most times, most executives always want somebody to hit the ground running because they are so busy. Do you get it? Like I said, for this one, you can reach out to maybe I'm sure if I ask some of you that you have friends, you have family members, you have relatives who are currently doing something and you know that this person I can assist. But you know how they say a prophet is not honored in their own. You are not seeing them as potential opportunities. Do you get? So meet them, tell them I will do it free. I need experience. Get your experience from there, and then you move from being an intern to at least being an entry level. Okay. All right. So, what other question? Saliu Ganiat says, my question as a VA, especially executive VA, how do you know all of the schedule? Okay, so I'm going to add this part. I mean, executive VA is really close to my heart. Executive assistant, because I actually was an executive assistant before I finally left being an assistant. Before I moved fully into tech, right? Before I moved into tech. So I worked as an assistant for some time, right? So this part is I know it like I know my name. Okay, so for people who are asking me about, so currently I'm no longer a I'm no longer an assistant, right? But I currently work. I'm now moved fully into tech. But when I was still an assistant, like an active assistant, I started as a personal assistant, and then I moved on to being an executive assistant to like a really high, like top level executive in Nigeria, and it was woo. So I know this, like it was. I know how demanding and how high level this can get, right? So, so for Ghania to ask that, my question as a VA is, as a VA, especially executive VA, how do you know all of a schedule of a CEO? I mean, they are very busy, and what if he forgets to mention to his VA about a particular meeting? And that's where proactiveness comes in. Because the thing is, you should be able to preempt, like you should be able to if you're an executive VA, like you are dealing with a high level personality and someone who is totally dependent on you. Not totally dependent, but someone who is really dependent on you. People like that, you should be able to preempt them. Matter of fact, first of all, you should that's where you should calendar management comes in. You should be in charge of their calendar. You should be in know of their meetings. When they have meetings, you should be aware. When they have in their emails, you should be in charge. What this does for you is that it puts you in the know of their schedules, a lot of their schedules, such that you don't even need them to tell you anything about their schedule. You're already there. You are the one in charge of the emails, so you can see it. You are already the one in charge of their calendar. You are the one managing their calendar, even. You can see it. Do you get it? You are the one in charge of this thing. So the little window is not really a lot. You should also get to the point where you are the one even taking calls to manage their bookings, so that when anybody knows that for me to be able to book this man or book an appointment, I have to call you need to build trust to that point where they're like, okay, hello, I want to book an appointment. Oh, please call my assistant. Hello, oh, call my, like, build it to that point. So that way you have covered all grounds, so that any appointment is coming through you. You are the one that will even take you to them to say, oh, how can I? Because most times, have you not found out that when you reach out to these people, they tell you, oh, meet my assistant. Oh, speak to my manager. All these high level guys. Oh, speak to my assistant. Oh, but they don't even put their personal numbers there. They don't do that. Do you get it? So that's something like you have covered all the fronts. Like, I mean, that's, you build trust. Let them know that, see, I am capable. I got you. Do you get it? And that way, it's like there's nothing about even them forgetting, because even they don't even know their schedules. You really want to be telling them, oh, you are going here, because they don't know, like, you have built reliability to that point. Do you get it? So I mean, that's it. Okay. So yeah, I think it's already 9:02. The class has come to an end. All right, Deborah. Okay, I'll answer this one. Deborah Oluwatoyin and Oshinugaji, I can see both of you asking about laptops. To be honest, when you say need, it depends on if you're starting out as an administrative VA. It might be hard initially, it might be a bit difficult, it might be challenging to work without a laptop, right? But if you are able to make it work and look past the challenges, like it's not really convenient, typing on a laptop, having to schedule emails on a laptop and all that. Sorry, on a mobile device rather. Typing on a mobile device, having to schedule emails on a mobile device, it's not really, really what's the word now? It's not really convenient. Okay. But you can start, right? At least start something and ensure that one of your first major goals is to get, even if it's a second-hand laptop, right? Like, okay, just get something. Because that will make it easier. There's more tools that you can access and you can use better on your laptop that you cannot really use on your phone. Okay. All right. So thank you, everybody. We've come to the end of today's class, and we've come to the end of this week's virtual assistance class as well. I hope, like I said, I left this particular quote on the screen. Is it a quote? Sentence, statements. I left it on the screen for you. Please paste it on your wall. Paste it on your phone. Carry it everywhere, so that when that mindset come and say, can you do it? Who is doing that? Are you possible? Is it possible? Is it this one? You just quickly look at this and say, no. My location is nothing, and no limitation, right? No limitation. Okay. And then if you have God, you can do anything, right? Please, very important. You can do anything. So thank you, everybody. Please go through the notes. Go through everything you need to know. Have an amazing and a fantastic week ahead. It was good being with you this week. See you next week by God's grace. Bye-bye.
Hi there, my name is Praise Oladipo, and Hi there, my name is Praise Oladipo.